Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
In this class, we are going to discuss and continue with Unit 11 of Class 12 Education Nagaland Board, which is Intelligence. So, in the previous video, we have discussed about the meaning of intelligence and the various definitions of intelligence. In this lecture, we shall discuss about the characteristics of intelligence. Now, we know by now that intelligence is one's ability to acquire new knowledge and also one's ability to adapt to a new situation and to find a solution to the problems faced. So now let us discuss about the characteristics. What are the characteristics, the features of intelligence? The first characteristic of intelligence is abstract intelligence. We've already discussed about this word in the previous lecture. Abstract intelligence refers to the ability of a person to understand and to deal with verbal or the mathematical symbols, So this is what abstract intelligence is all about. So what the different types of characteristics that we are going to deal with, that we are going to discuss about, the professional people, lay a lot of emphasis on the abstract intelligence. According to them, being abstract intelligent is very important because that is something that will always help you in your day-to-day life. For example, a farmer knows about the iron deficiency in sugarcane, and if the same deficiency can occur in other crops, he can find it. How? By being abstractly intelligent, by being able to learn and identify through the symbols, the signs. If I give you the simplest example of this, when you are unwell, just by looking at your eyes at times, the redness in your eyes, one can make out that you have fever. Or yellow, your skin turns yellow is an indication that you might be suffering from jaundice. So, the ability of a person to learn or to get ideas from some verbal symbols, mathematical symbols, or anything for that matter is abstract intelligence. The next feature of intelligence is mechanical intelligence. Now, mechanical in itself, the name is suggestive, the ability of a person to understand and to deal with those things or those objects which are around him, and the person who's more concerned with one's skills, the skills of being, the skill of being able to complete a task on time, the skill of being able to interpret a very difficult project, with utmost ease. So these are all the skills. Now, industrialists and the building traders, they have very high mechanical skills. They have very high mechanical intelligence because, again, they are those people who can identify what things or what objects are most appropriate for them to start building or to start constructing something. They know very well that if they are planning to build an apartment, what all skills are required. They need somebody who would be skilled to take the entire measurement of the thing properly so that the division can be done in a proper manner. Whatever wood is to be used, the time management is very important. The cost management is very important. So all these different skills need to be possessed by a person. Next is social intelligence. How well you are able to deal with the other people, how well you are able to understand the problems and the psychologies of the other people. That is what is known as social intelligence. The people in the sales department, the politicians, they all have high social intelligence because their task is to understand the problem. the worries of the other people. So social intelligence enables you to deal with and to understand the problems of the other people. The next one is the general concept of intelligence. Now, obviously, we know that every person is different. No two people can be same. There's a lot of variation. There's a lot of difference that can be seen from person to person. Not only can the difference be seen from person to person, but also within the people, the same difference can be notified. I and my brother are two different beings, but inside me also there are different types of skills that I possess. There are different capabilities, there are different efficiencies and different personalities that I may be donning. A person, if we consider a boy who does not know how to solve a difficult mathematical problem, is very good, is brilliant, is immaculate with the usage of tools. A girl who finds learning chemistry and physics interested may also have a very good hand in learning a foreign language. So basically, usually to find a student who's very good in one subject but is poor in the other subject, that is not possible. Somebody who is intelligent, somebody who is skilled, somebody who is capable will have this throughout the personality. One, let's say if we've got 5 subjects in total, yes, it may be a possibility that you are very good at English and education, but you are poor in maths. Okay, so one subject you're bad at and the other you are able to nail them, that is perfectly acceptable. But if you are very good in one and poor in the rest, or poor in, very poor in one, that you're not even able to pass in one of the subjects and in the other subjects you are a scholar, that again is something which is not possible. Therefore, an average person, it is believed, can perform, in a positive manner. If I have an average intelligence, I am going to display that, I am going to portray that in every situation of my life. Okay, it is not that I will only behave in a nice manner in a given situation. If I am a nice person, I am going to behave nicely in every situation on average. So, on the basis of the above characteristics of intelligence, we can generalize the nature of intelligence. We can generalize, we can conclude some general statements and facts about intelligence. 1. Intelligence is inherited. How intelligent a person is inherited and is fixed from what they have got from their elders, from their ancestors, from their parents. When a child is born, okay, at the beginning of the life, the child does not learn something new and does not acquire any new intelligence or knowledge. Whatever things are taken up by the child are on the basis of the intelligence acquired by him or her from the parents. So, when you grow, it is believed that your intelligence is going to stop. And by the time you reach the age of 16, your intelligence is going to stop there. And after that, it is assumed that since there are no new experiences that you add to your life, your intelligence will remain the same. So this is what the psychologists believe. The second general characteristic of intelligence is that it is influenced by the environment factors. How well or how nicely you are being kept in the environment and treated by the environment. The amount of love, affection, care, concern, even jealousy, all these things have a very strong influence on the way a child grows up. So, if a child is born in an environment which is full of love, care, affection, as well as the parents are very particular about instilling new things and new knowledge into the children, then the results are going to be very desirable. On the other hand, when the environment is not that feasible, is not that conducive for learning, obviously your intelligence will suffer. Moreover, what you have inherited, as I said, your heredity also plays a very important role in that. Your environment, your external factors are going to decide how well you are going to be able to mature, how well you are going to be trained to get the new knowledge and to get the new information in the best possible way. Now, according to Newman, a psychologist, he concluded that the variation, the difference in the IQ level were determined about 68% by heredity and 32% by environment. So, in yourself, in your own personal self, how intelligent you are, 68% of your intelligence is a result of your heredity, what you've inherited from your parents, and 32% of it is because of the environment that you are exposed to. The next feature of intelligence is that it helps in adjustment and inventions. A person who is intelligent is able to adjust himself to the new environment, to the new circumstances, and is also able to find a solution to the new problems with ease. So, being able to adjust to a new environment and being able to find a solution and to be able to cope up with the difficulties in one's life easily is also a feature of intelligence. Now, intelligence has no sex differences. Differentiating on the basis of caste, creed, sex, and everything is a quality not portrayed by people who are intelligent, but those who lack intelligence. So, according to various studies, those people who are intelligent, they believe and they accept the fact that women can also be more intelligent than the man, or the vice versa. The women also believe that a man, that particular person, that particular man is more intelligent than me. So basically, according to the researchers, a person with intelligence can A, will never differentiate on the basis of sex, and B, it can never be so that a woman is more intelligent or a man is more intelligent. No. It is again dependent on your heredity, on your external factors which determine how intelligent you are. The next thing that we are going to talk about is the research in the field of differences in the intelligence of the people with respect to the sex of a person, the gender of a person. So, according to some research, on average, the intelligence level of both men and women are different, are the same. And because of having a different gender does not contribute in any form towards their difference in intelligence also. So, your number of performances, how well you are able to perform, nothing has got any relation to your gender. People usually say that girls are poorer in maths while boys are poor in English. No, there is no scientific research, no validation behind this point. This is something which is just believed by the people out of the blue. So, no research proves that the intelligence level depends on the gender of a person. Intelligence has no racial or cultural differences as well. Just the way the gender of a person has no role to play in determining the intelligence of somebody. Similarly, one's race, one's culture, one's caste has got nothing to do with your intelligence. There is no race, there is no caste, there is no cultural group which is superior to the others and therefore more intelligent than somebody else. No. According to research, there is no hypothesis, there is no empirical data behind it. And intelligence is not something that is determined because of being born in a particular race or being born in a particular caste. No. One can find a very bright student and a very dull student existing in the two castes altogether. The next feature of intelligence is that intelligence is very much related to the social and the economic conditions of the students. Yes, that is very favorable. You know, we always say that a home is the child's first school and parents are the children's first teachers. Why? Because the early years of a life a child is spending at home. So, what all things a child acquires by being at home from the parents, from the grandparents, from the environment of the home have a very strong influence in the later years. You know, it is during the early years only that the children can be made to develop an interest in something or the other. Not only this, but obviously the parents play a very important role in this. If the parent themselves are very active, they would understand the utility of being active as well as being academically smart. They will also, if they have interests in, let's say, the other co-curricular activities, they would want their child to be accustomed to that as well. If a parent is very well off, the parent will be able to deliver the things that are required by the child, the learning aids, the material, the methodologies. While somebody who's not that financially well off will have a problem in providing the same to the children. And therefore, there will be a difference with respect to the intelligence level of such people. Somebody who's been born in an environment, in a house with parents who are smart, intelligent, financially affluent, the child is going to be more intelligent as compared to somebody whose parents are, probably not very well versed with knowledge. They are not they cannot read and write, and the finances also do not allow them to provide any new opportunities or aids to the students. So basically, your social and the economic status do impact your level of intelligence. Now, intelligence can be recognized in three broad categories, in three broad areas. We know that a person cannot have the same physical appearance. We also know that the people cannot have the same amount of intelligence and the same amount of capability to solve a problem that they come across. So, according to Thurston Intelligent Behavior, the intelligence can be classified into three broad areas. And Gardner has further subdivided them into 8 groups. So, Gardner has classified the intelligence of a person in 8 groups. He has called this as the multiple intelligence theory. So, this is the multiple intelligence theory given by Gardner. Let's look at the picture before we. So, according to Gardner, these are the 8 ways in which your intelligence can be developed. First is bodily linguistic intelligence. What do we mean by bodily linguistic intelligence? Somebody who's smart, active, fit, healthy. Interpersonal. Those who know how to deal with the other people who are socially smart and active. Verbal linguistic. That intelligence which empowers a person with new words, who knows how to use the words efficiently. Logical and mathematical intelligence is going to make a person logically smart. Naturalistic intelligence is going to drive a person close to the nature. Such a people, a person is always praising the environment, the nature, the greenery. Intrapersonal means you yourself are very happy and self-satisfied, self-confident. Visual special means the one who's able to look at something and then derive whatever information is given out of them. And the musical intelligence empowers a person to be musically smart. So these are the 8 intelligence which are given by Gardner. These intelligences are known as multiple intelligences. And linguistic, if we talk about all of them in detail, so what are the different, intelligences as defined by Gardner? The first one is linguistic. What is linguistic? The ability of a person to use language fluently and flexibly to express what you are thinking, what you believe, and to use your language in such a way that the other person is able to understand. This is your linguistic intelligence. Then we have logical intelligence. Logical intelligence empowers a person with good skills, scientific skills, problem solving skills, reasoning abilities. A logical, mathematical, intelligent person will be such. Spatial intelligence or spatial intelligence empowers a person with skills in which whatever you teach to that person, very easily he would be able to form a visual image or a pattern of the same. And using those visual images and pattern, the person would be able to remember and retain the things in their memory for long. Then we have musical intelligence. Those people who are very sensitive to the rhythms and the patterns of music are musically intelligent people. And such people have the capability to produce or to create or to modify the different musical patterns. Then we have the bodily kinesthetic intelligence. Kinesthetic movement means the movement of the entire body, the flexibility, the bodily movement that one can undertake. So a person who's bodily kinesthetic intelligent is the one who knows how to use the entire body or a portion of it whenever you have to do something productively or whenever you have to solve a problem that is there in front of you. The next intelligence is naturalistic intelligence. Those people who are very sensitive to the natural world, the world outside. Such people are always aware of how important the nature is for us and how important it is for us to preserve it and to conserve it. Then we have interpersonal skills. Interpersonal means a person who is aware, who is sensitive of the requirements of the other's behavior. Such people are very capable of going through, of understanding what the other person feels. How does the other person feel? What might be the motive behind something that is done by the other person? The behavior of the other people, and is very able to maintain a good bond, a very good association with the other people comfortably. On the other hand, the intrapersonal intelligences or the intrapersonal skills enable a person to love oneself, to be aware of one's own feelings, to be aware of one's own motives and desires. And such people are able to work on strengthening themselves. They know what are their limitations and how they can strengthen it, how they can come out of it. So these, my dear students, were the different characteristics of intelligence as well as the Gardner's multiple intelligence theory.